the dreams are even there, triggered by a word. I stare. Water pulls me down. My hand is reaching, searching for the surface of your eyes. I'm flying, gliding on the sea. I'm riding waves of what could be. I am free. Softly now I feel the violet touch of bliss, easing my senses with you. I'm flying, gliding on the sea. I'm riding waves of what could be. I'm flying, gliding on the sea. I'm riding waves of what could be. I am free.
Staring at me, staring at you again. And after all these lies, I don't really have the time. The circle begins, bitter tongue snaps out again. Should have known by now, but I don't wanna burn inside again. Burns again. Is it agony or joy? I never really know. You don't have the time to show. I change my mind. I look and laugh and wait and see. You know you never show, 'cause you never really wanna go. Turn away, never look around, 'cause you can never look inside. Turn away, never look around, 'cause nothing is as much as pride. Turn away, never look around, 'cause you can never look inside. never choose. I just have to let you go for good. It's an empty heart. It's an empty heart. It's an empty heart. You're so empty.
At 1:45 in the AM, somewhere in the trenches of my mind, I was sitting there with my head inclined, trying to figure out the riddles of life, wondering how I'm gonna manage this fight. If the world is ours, like they say it is, I want a piece of the pie with a turn of a key.
It certainly doesn't take any artistic ability to simply put a record on the turntable. But those of us who are pushing our musical ability to the limits by this simple act still can enjoy the results. Most of our music comes from records or tapes, or discs, or the radio. That's the most common source. But there's really something special when you're the one actually making the music yourself.
What else is there? I've always been a musician. I can't imagine not being involved with music in some way. In my music area here, I get to do a lot of things. And so I'm not just the symphony conductor. We're in a big city, the symphony conductor is the symphony conductor. I get to do the opera. I get to lead and play in a big band. You know, how many symphony conductors are playing in big bands today? I enjoy this variety. And so it's not like being, it's all music, but it's not like being narrowed down to one area.
Mel Flood came to Juneau from San Diego, where he worked as a freelance musician, substituting with the symphony, playing in a 9-piece band, and other odd jobs. In 1982, Mel became the conductor of the Juneau Symphony, and he says it's working with community musicians that makes his job interesting.
The people who are here play well, and the ones who play with us have a good spirit, and everybody works together, and it's very enjoyable doing that. As a matter of fact, more enjoyable, I think, than some professional operations where you're dealing with contracts for all the musicians, and they get really wrapped up into negotiations instead of the community spirit of working together. And I've had a number of conductors, colleagues of mine, who are involved with professional orchestras say that many times they wish they were in situations like mine where they didn't have to worry about all these things. They could just get out there and make music. There's no way that I could sit down in a chair before a concert and just sit there glued in one spot. I have to be moving, nervous energy. And it's just kind of comforting to look around and see everybody that, you know, that they're there, and getting themselves psyched up and warmed up on their instruments, ready to go. At that point, I figure that I'm prepared. I'm ready to go out there, and it's just a matter of waiting for the time, waiting for the curtain to go up. Many times I would rather hear a performance that had a few minor technical flaws. Maybe a missed note here, you know, or something. Well, you don't like to hear that. But I would rather hear a performance, and I think this is my own playing too, I would rather do a performance that had a minor technical flaw, but I played with spirit, than one that I was so in control that nothing musically happened.
Mel likes the musical opportunities in Southeast. One such opportunity came about because of a fundraiser for the University of Alaska Southeast. For the formal dance at the annual event, Mel put together a big band. It was so successful that the band still gives a number of performances every year.
And I think that there's a nostalgia craze all over the United States, and big bands are coming back. It's nice here in Juneau to be able to do it in a community atmosphere. And that's what makes it more successful here, where it would be very difficult to maintain a big band in a large city where you need to pay the musicians living wages.
Like the Juneau Symphony, Mel Flood's big band is made up of community volunteers. In fact, half of the band also plays in the symphony. For them, it's playing music with a different beat.
It is an adjustment, and when new players come to the dance band from symphony and they haven't had dance band experience, they come in with a classical training and play the rhythms that are notated in the dance band in the classical style. And so a teaching process goes on. And as well, what do you do here? How do you play swing, you know, instead of Mozart? You know, and this is what I tell them when somebody plays at 2 square. I says, that's Mozart. That's Tuesday nights. This is Thursday night. Tonight we swing. 2, 3, 4. It's just an awful lot of fun. The music is great. I've always loved the music of the big bands. I always thought that I had been born too late in life. that I should have been born a few years earlier, where I could have played the big bands in the 40s and the 30s. But I just grew up hearing them on records. And so it was just really a great opportunity when we had a chance to start one here and doing it. It's almost like a hobby. It's part of the job, but it's one of those things that's so totally different from doing the symphony or the opera and whatever. There's, just go out and relax and have a good time with it, and I don't pace nearly as much. I wouldn't want to have an existence where I couldn't play or conduct in a symphony, where I couldn't involve myself with opera, where I couldn't involve myself with the popular end, with the big band, where I would have to be narrowed down and just do one, or perhaps more repertoire, but in one area only. I like the variety.
Heck who'll hold you right. Oh, pocket, still ahead they go. Oh, the cuckoo is a pretty bird, and she wobbles as she flies, and she never says cuckoo. Hope they hold you line. I played cards in old Henry, and made cards down his bay. And I'll bet you $10 that I'll beat you this next game. Oh, the cuckoo, she's a pretty bird, wobbles as she flies, and she never says cuckoo. Hope they hold you line. A horse head hungry, oh, hit your head. If I ride on a further, feeling on my way. Oh, the cuckoo is a pretty bird, and she wobbles as she flies, and she never says cuckoo.
I'm just trying to get through the day without crying. Doing good so far, you can't say that I'm not trying. Going through the motions, feelings roller coasting. I fantasize about a moment that was not there, but wishing life away ain't gonna get me anywhere. I just gotta keep going, at least I'm not alone. I've been dreaming about your smile. I've not seen it for a while. Feelings I can't reconcile, comforting my inner child. Feelings I can reconcile, comforting my inner child.
Thankfully, there are a variety of levels of participation for those who want to be involved in the arts, whether outdoors or indoors. Of course, one level is those who do it professionally, but most people choose another vocation and then pursue their love of the arts as an avocation. And among those in that category, most are involved just for the fun of it, even though it still is a very serious side of their lives.
Take a pair of sparkling eyes, shining ever and anon in a merciful eclipse. Do not heed.
I like music. I think that music has a lot to offer, emotionally, spiritually. I think there's an awful lot in music that helps you deal with life.
Music is a serious part of Stan Watson's life. While growing up in the Midwest, he took piano lessons, sang in the choruses, and took band in high school. And he's been taking one sort of music class or another ever since moving to Juneau in 1978. He soon found himself performing with the Juneau Oratorio Choir.
There were notices for tryouts for soloists for the Messiah, so I tried out, and I did some of the tenor solos for that. And several people heard me in the performance and came to me afterwards and said, "Would you like to be in the opera?" And I says, "No way. I could never be in an opera. I can't act worth 2 cents, and you just couldn't drag me out on the stage."
Take a pair of sparkling eyes, shining ever and anon in a merciful eclipse. Do not heed their mild surprise, having passed the Rubicon. Take a pair of rosy lips. Take a figure trimly black, such as admiration weds. Be particular in this. Take a tender little hand, fringed with dainty fingerets. Press it in parenthesis.
Playing Marco in Gilbert and Sullivan's The Gondoliers was only one of Stan's many roles in Juneau Lyric Opera productions. It's the story of two brothers and the small kingdom of Barataria.
This country needed a king, and they couldn't decide which of us was supposed to be the king, so we were both one king. So we were supposed to be acting as one person. So in that particular song, we sang just about every other word to give the impression that we were one person acting together.
Replying, we sing as one individual. As I'm a king to my now I bid you all. I'm aware you object to pavilions and palaces that you'll find I respect your republic and fallacies you'll find I.
You know, Gilbert and Sullivan's fun. I like doing Gilbert and Sullivan, and the music is pretty good. But there are certain operas and roles that I really like. My probably favorite two composers of operas are Mozart and Puccini. They're totally different, separated by over 100 years. Mozart's music is just wonderful music, and I would like to do more Mozart operas, but that's more serious, requires better singers, more singers, and then I love Puccini. I would love to do La Bohème.
Stan's career studies at the University of Alaska Fairbanks were in wildlife management, but saturation in that job market forced Stan to take a different route, delivering mail in downtown Juneau.
I don't like sitting in an office all day long. I find that pretty deadly. So I really like being a carrier. I like getting out on the street, and just being outside is nice, but also interacting with the public and all the shops and everything.
Although Stan enjoys his job, he doesn't usually sing while delivering the mail, but there have been rare occasions.
As a matter of fact, one day when I was delivering mail up in the Highlands area, when we were rehearsing for Così fan tutte, I was running a song through in my head, and I was actually singing it in the truck because it was a nice day. I don't know, it was probably early spring, and I probably had the truck window open, but then there's nobody around. As I said, you generally don't see people. So I drove up to this house, and I was singing away at this song, didn't think anything of it, and getting ready to get out of the truck and deliver mail to this one house, and lo and behold, this lady comes around from the side of her house, and she'd obviously heard me because she comes up to the truck and says, "Was that you singing?" I said, "Yeah." She says, "I thought so. I can't get that kind of music on my radio." But it made me feel good. Obviously, she liked what she was hearing.
Occasionally, Stan hears something he doesn't like, but for him, there's a simple solution.
Being a musician and having a piano, I didn't like having to pay the piano tuner every 6 months to get my piano tuned. Well, I didn't see any reason why I couldn't do it myself.
So Stan took a course in piano tuning. When he first started tuning, it took about 5 hours to do a piano. Now it takes less than 2 hours, and it's become a side business for him. He tunes pianos in several Southeast communities.
You get a wide variation in tuners. Some of them couldn't play a tune, and some of them are really good pianists. The average one can generally plunk out a tune, or has a standard song they'll play, just to see how the piano works, and I have my standard too. It's totally different to listen to recorded music, even good recorded music on a nice stereo. It's a lot different from performing music on your own, whatever level you're performing at, whether you're just singing around the home or plunking out a tune on the piano, or whether you're been working for 3 or 4 months on an opera and you've got 30 or 40 other people all involved at the same time. It's an involvement that's in music that really makes music worthwhile. I don't like to treat music as a spectator sport that often. I'd rather get involved. I'd like to do it. It's fun.
Act upon it if you can, if you can, if you can. Act upon it if you can. Happy man, if you can.
Eight stars of gold on a field of blue, Alaska's flag, may it mean to you the blue of the sea, the evening sky, the mountain lakes and the flowers nearby, the gold of the early stardust dreams, the northern sky, the Bear, the Dipper, and shining high, the great